so I won't be able to send out the recording till Monday. Again, I apologize, guys. Nothing like what are the best laid plans of mice and men. Is there any particular questions that anyone would have regarding dental? That was kind of the point of this particular call, is why to offer dental and vision every time. A quick synopsis, because we've only got a few minutes, is that dental is the #1 requested benefit of employees when they come off outside of health. So when they leave their employer plan or they're coming to you as self-employed, not offering them health is a complete missed opportunity. So always offer them health. You can even say at the end of the health application, you got them in, and then say, now, would you like dental and vision? That opportunity, by just saying that, makes them realize you sell other things. We kind of think it's obvious that we sell other things, but it is not. Many people don't realize that. So when you offer them dental and vision, you're letting them know that you offer other things. It's an opportunity to say life insurance. It's an opportunity to talk about accident. If you haven't already built that into your presentation of health, it's a short-term disability. So dental and vision is a door way into more. Now, you're not going to make a great living off of the commissions of dental and vision, but one of the most interesting things about offering dental and vision is I have people that have been my clients since 2015 because I offered them dental. Even if they moved away, even if they went somewhere else for Medicare, that was before I sold Medicare, or had agents that sold it, they're still my clients. Dental is one of the things that people keep. So what is the best carrier and best paid dental to brokers and names of dental plan companies? That one's hard because it is different in every single state. Delta Dental is one that in my state I have to have because they do child only. That's how I got Delta Dental in the first place. I will tell you, the marketplace plans, I try never to sell. So the ones on the marketplace, they're minimal cost because they have minimal coverage, except for children. So if somebody needs if they have a child who has a lot of dental, please make sure you look at the benefits, because particularly like Delta Dental, the child benefits on the marketplace ACA plans are amazing. There's no benefit cap. But off the marketplace, I try and convince all of my clients not to do the ACA dental on the marketplace, but to go straight privately. And there's a couple of reasons. One, they're going to get better coverage. Two, they don't have to renew. With the ACA plans, they're not really ACA, but the ones that are in the marketplace, those plans, if you don't click renew, it doesn't just automatically renew. And if your marketplace health insurance ends for any reason, you go on Medicare, they get a job, their dental just ends. You can't buy the dental outside of buying the health. And when I tell that to people, they're like, oh, okay. But remember, they are often confused. They think they have to renew their dental privately. So, maybe I've sold them a United Healthcare dental or vision, and then they're on there doing the renewal, and then they think they have to sign up for new insurance. So I'll have to reach out to those people and go, hey, remember, you already have insurance. It's just going to continue. I'm going to, get rid of the marketplace ones. I like, there's a few companies I really like. It depends. Each state is going to be different. So you're going to have to dig into your state's plans. The carriers like Emeritus, United Healthcare, Delta Dental, all those ones have the same network. And it's the dentists either take the network or they don't. So if you have a client who's like, hey, I'll go where the network is, all right, find out which plan is going to be the best one for them. If you've got somebody who's like, I'm going to go to the dentist I want to go to, Manhattan has a really great dental vision hearing plan that pays the same percentage, whether it's in or out of the network, which I like. It pays 60% year 1, 70% year 2, and 80% year 3. 80% of a crown is a lot. 80% of a hearing aid, up to they have $1,000, $1,500, or $3,000 benefit. So that one I like. Delta Dental, again, because they have child only, but I've noticed each state is very different. Delta Dental is kind of like a franchise. Each state's going to be different. United Healthcare Vision, oh my goodness, their vision is like, I don't know, like that should be one of the easiest ones to sell. So don't, you can do like me, you can have 27 contracts, but go ahead and pick three, three companies that you like their plans, you understand them, you know their network, and it's okay to send that. Looks like my brother is on. If anybody has some questions, Josh, if you want to take over. You have to probably unmute yourself.
There we go.
There.
Hey, sorry everybody. Apparently Xfinity decided to update all of their Wi-Fi and cable stuff today, so I apologize.
There's a couple questions. One, is there Medicare standalone dental plans? It's just it's dental is dental. If you sell a United, a Manhattan, it doesn't matter the age. So yes, you can do dental besides like some of the Advantage plans dental on there.
It is also one of the nice things with Manhattan. We have plenty of clients that signed up because we got a lot of people that are mid 60s and getting up there. And one of the questions that we get a lot with that is, can I keep this with Medicare? Oh, definitely. We have a lot of clients with that Manhattan policy in particular that really keep that into Medicare age because it's now paying 70 and 80%. Well, who wants to get rid of a dental plan that's paying 80%? It's a very nice product that works well, but definitely standalone, does not have to go with Medicare plans of any kind. It just is what it is for the plans.
So Joshua, the reason I asked him to speak is he's one of the top dental agents in my office. And so, you know what, Josh, if you want, I just kind of said the main two reasons, but feel free to go from there. We still have 10 minutes left.
I mean, main two reasons that I really kind of started getting into a little bit more into the dental, just different options. And obviously my sister knows a lot about the health insurance. And so I'm learning from her, but one of the things I kind of was able to take and run with a little bit was the dental. I want to say about 70% of the people that sit in our office click that box, yes, for dental. And whether they remembered or not, when you bring up the dental insurance, oh, I see you're interested in dental insurance. It allows them to then know, well, oh, this person doesn't just sell health insurance. They are going to do dental. Then it opens it up to vision, and then it opens it up to some other things. It is a little bit of work sometimes with dental, but kind of like anything else, once you get in the homework, it becomes a lot easier. And you're like, oh, I know that dentist. Sandra Pfeiffer Tomczak. I know the name off the top of my head. She's Sheboygan Falls. Everybody that's there basically goes to her. Well, she's in the Delta plan. So then dental became a little bit for me on numbers. I like numbers. So then it sometimes with the dental insurance, does it pay out? And that's where it takes a little bit of homework, finding out, is your dentist in network? We've got a fantastic plan here in Wisconsin with the Delta Dental Clear plan, because there's no waiting. Most dental plans will make you wait 6 months for a filling, a year for crowns, implants, those kind of things. So you find the Clear plan, there's no wait, but then you got to sell it a little bit because it costs more money. But it has exact rates for things. You can get implants for $2,600. Last week I ended up saving, well, she's not even a client yet, outside of dental coverage. But I ended up saving her about $10,000, because she didn't even know this existed. And every year she would hit her $1,000 cap, and she's got some health related things. And so she doesn't have good teeth. So a little bit of that, well, boom, I just saved a client $10,000 on a plan they didn't know existed, which meant they're going to send more people to me. Her husband, he will be a client of mine in about 2 months. And then part of that, getting the dental adds the vision. Now you've got 3 different policies that you're the agent for. It just helps those renewals. And I know I jumped on a little bit late, but Chris was talking about people that are sometimes will even go get a different job, and then they're going to keep their dental insurance, even though they're not with our health insurance. So it's a nice way to have it just kind of keep paying back. But it is a little bit of, is it good for you? And part of those numbers with Delta Dental's Clear Plan, they have to be in network. So you have to do the extra homework and make sure that they're in there. They've got basic plans, and that's where Manhattan does come in, when you can show people they don't care about customary and usual, it pays better this way. So it's a little bit of that extra homework. But when your clients are sitting there going, ooh, this is going to pay different, this person does know what they're talking about with dental insurance, and they're not just trying to sign me up for, I don't know, Delta Dental or one of the big boys, depending on your state. Kind of helps them know, hey, this is not just somebody who's slacking. They know what they're doing, and it does help with a little bit of the pay from it, but also when those people keep coming back every year and want to know if I've got something bigger, better, and newer for them. I do not have, I can see my quotes. So I don't know if anybody's got any questions. And I didn't want to repeat anything that Chris went over again. I'm sorry. Internet.
That's all right. You go ahead and, you can repeat, because sometimes it takes two different voices, and I'm answering questions in the comments.
No, one of and so one of mine is also with the selling of it. And there's certainly different plans with dental that got to find out a little bit. Do they have the missing tooth clauses? Do they have some of those things that are written in there? Delta does very well with it. United does well, especially with minors. And I know the Marketplace does have a fantastic thing. I do warn some of my clients, if you are looking for your kids to be able to get braces and things like that, you got to make sure that it is deemed medically necessary. You can find the right Delta Dental plan or anybody else where they're like, hey, we're going to cover all of these fun little things. And then that fine print, is it medically necessary? Not totally bashing on dental insurance companies for it, but yeah, they got tired of paying for braces for everybody. So now the dentist will need to prove that. Their teeth is such a percentage that are messed up with it. One of my selling aspects with it is just kind of running the numbers and things. Our Clear Plan here, it's fantastic because it's got bridges. It's got crowns, very easy to look at, for $740. Well, $50 a month, there's the math. So and that's for my 55 and above, you're looking at about $600 for the whole year. That's a lot for dental insurance. But if you need a crown, they used to be around that $1,200 to $1,400 used to be my quote. And now I'm getting I got it last week. She went, nope, my crown, they quoted me at $2,000. And this was not a very hoity-toity place. This was at Aspen Dental. For those of you in Sheboygan County area, that's kind of where the dentists go for their first year. Well, the number just adds up. I can get a crown for $740. I'm paying $600 for the whole year. For my insurance, that's $1,340. I'm going to save $660 on top of everything else that comes with that. So then the numbers add up, and it just makes it okay, let's do this. Some of them, and I know United does this, especially with that vision, and I came on right when Chris was talking about that, the vision plans, some people like the ease of dental and vision together, and that is one of the nice things United has done. Delta does it, and obviously the big one, Manhattan, just does not care about in or out of network. And that one does very well with the glasses being covered, the vision being, the eye exams, those things are covered, but 60, 70, and then 80% for that plan is really nice. And when you can show them straight, hey, here's the big dog for us, Delta, all right, they're going to pay 50% for the traditional plan for a crown. Do you need a crown right now? No. Well, here's a Manhattan plan, a little bit more expensive. And by a little bit, I mean $2.50, $3 more a month, but they're going to pay 70% for a crown in 1 year. Then they're going to pay 80. And when you've got that side by side on the screens, it just, oh, wow. Why would I not go with that plan? So that's it. that's a nice little selling aspect to it. Especially with some clients that just want to be able to put everything all together.
Anyone else have any other questions? Yep, Brian's talking about Vision Plan B. You can, that's from United Healthcare, you can get the contacts and frames every 12 months, both, not one or the other. And they actually have free lenses or contact lenses if you use particular brands. It's a great plan. Nobody can touch the United Healthcare Vision Plan.
That Vision Plan, because we should all know the iMed and the VSP. The VSP costs a little bit more, but they'll pay about $150 every year for glasses, contacts. And all of a sudden, United came in, and we had one of their representatives in our office, and we're looking at that going, wait a minute, you're going to pay $150 for glasses and $150 for contacts. It's a very nice, easy selling point because you are going to get your money back with that plan. And then some. It's one of those ones like, how long is this going to last? I don't know if they know we can take advantage of it. Very nice. I haven't seen anything from iMed, VSP, anybody who else is selling it that touches that United plan. It's very good. But even talking with the representatives, it is one that you got to make sure that that they're in network. It's just not quite as easy for some of us who have the iMed memorized or the VSP. It is a little bit smaller, but in our county alone, there's at least 20 different spots. I had a meeting with somebody last week that we were looking at the plans, and she goes, well, they're not in my network, but that plan's going to save me $150. Done. I don't really care. I'll go to, advanced eye care, what have you.
So yeah, the one thing to remember, every insurance company, whether it's dental, whether it's accident, whether it's health, and probably more than not health, there are contacts, their representatives want you to sell their plan. So you can call them and get great instructions and details of all of their plans. In fact, sometimes they'll say, yeah, we've got 37 of them. 7 of them you can ignore. Here's the 30 you should look at. So feel free always to reach out to your contacts. They get paid to help you understand their product. So if you have any questions about any particular company, call that company, and the nice thing about dental and vision companies is you can contract with them. There's no requirement. I contracted with one that I don't think I've ever sold anything, and I'm still contracted. So make sure you just reach out. You can contract with as many as you want, and then maybe you find out there's only 3 in your area that are any good. Okay, it hasn't hurt anything, but then you can be talking to those representatives and getting the details. And Amy Brown, Roslyn, you can contact her too if you want to just reach out. So anybody who needs a contract with dental, particularly the United one, if you don't have the United Healthcare already, Manhattan, those ones, you can reach out to Rosalind at North American. She'll be happy to send those contracts to.
What's weird is
time's up. Oh, yep, nice. Josh.
I've had a few in. Really, it's starting to kind of kick in because dental, the residual pay is just not as great as some other things. But I've now, and part of that is keeping our clients, making our clients happy, those other little things. I have recently, in the past couple months, have started seeing where this is paying off, where I actually have people calling me because they have insurance with their company or what have you. And, I was talking to my neighbor and she went, you need to give my guy a call. If you're going to the dentist, I think he can get you covered right away. So then I'm getting people that are now just calling to ask me about dental, which a little bit weird, wasn't really planning on it, but that does also lead to, this guy's saving me money. This person knows what they're talking about. And then it's, hey, I need to go talk some insurance. I'm going to retire, those kind of things. Well, I've already got my guy, whether that's for our Medicare team or our under 65 team, whichever. But not bad, especially during these summer months when you get a 2-3 hour gap in the middle of the day, and all of a sudden it's filling up with people that need help with dental.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Sorry
I'm-
for the,
Oh.
nope, somebody, yep.
I'm so sorry, Christina. I'm too lazy to type. What do you find, while being respectful, obviously, I find sometimes the ACA clients are a little needier than, say, private. That said, how do you best, without getting into the weeds, because you guys are both awesome, describe their benefits? And because sometimes I feel like they think it's going to cover everything, and I have to get them out of that mindset, sort of make it worth their while, tell them what it is going to cover, what's not going to. It's not like, you're going to go to the dentist, you're going to have a jacked up grill, and they're going to fix the whole thing for free. How do you best describe that, I guess, to your current book, and get the point across politely?
Well, I will tell you, everybody thinks that. So it's not an ACA, and remember, ACA is private insurance, but it's not an ACA versus not. Everybody thinks that. They come off of their plan and they just think every dental is going to be this amazing thing. So, Josh, you run into that a lot right now. I always say there's always somebody walking in our office with their hand on their mouth going, oh my goodness, I need, major dental right now. What do you have for me?
Which I don't work for Delta Dental. That was one of the ones that for some people, hey, here might be a better option for you, but you might not have a dentist in your network. You might need to find somebody else. Is it worth it to you? If you can hold off for a year, you can do something else. And I will certainly look at Humana, United, everything else. I think my one lady, I looked at 7 different things because she had a missing tooth. We had to find one with a missing tooth clause. Some of it is just being upright and going, I had a client that wanted to cancel that clear plan because they're like, oh, I thought this was going to cover everything. Well, it does cover it. Well, I thought it was going to be, no, you can't pay $50 a month for insurance, which is a good amount. It's not going to cover everything. So some of that is, this is what they will, just kind of let them know up front. A lot of people, and sometimes when I think I over explain it to them, some people just get it right away. And they're like, oh yeah, that was my old one. But some people, you're right, where they're just like, I thought this was going to cover everything. I've run into that every once in a while with vision, and well, they didn't cover, I forget what they're called, the lenses that shade or what have you. And it's like, well, that's not a necessity. No insurance company is going to cover that. It is sometimes hard explaining to some people, hey, this is just what it is. I've got a client right now paying $70 a month for her insurance. The simple math on that is about $840, but the year one, it only pays $750 out. It's very dumb. Except year 3, it's unlimited, and she can go in and get her 12 crowns fixed. So sometimes it's a little bit of laying out the game plan for some of those things. I don't want to pay $50 a month. I want to pay $35 a month. Okay, but this is what you're going to have to pay for that $35. If you got more than 1 crown, they're only going to pay up to $1,000. Is it worth paying more up front? Here's a plan that, and again, that's kind of doing homework with the best plans in your area, going, hey, that clear plan, boom, this does this. Is it worth maybe getting it for a year, having the exact dollar amounts instead of percentages, and then next year, all right, let's move you down to a different plan, But it's a difficult one where all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I thought this was going to cover everything. I thought, and we had it with Delta Dental, AFE USA, no longer a thing, where people just thought, hey, no pre-existings, it's going to cover everything. And sometimes it really does fall back on the dentist having to prove that. I personally am going through that right now with my own dentist and my own dental insurance. Nah, you sent the wrong paperwork. You have to prove I needed this crown. Yeah.
Okay,
like
thank you. Thank you
I
so
will
much.
tell you,
I'm in,
Brian, make
I'm
sure
in
you,
Sarasota, so.
I was going to say, use NAP. If somebody, because I do this is kind of what I do. I go, especially dental, you're only paying $35 a month. They're not going to pay for a $12,000 crown. And then they go, all right. You know, like you have to wait a year, you know, so use math. I mean, they know this, you know, are they going to take $35 and pay out 12,000? Of course not. So, you know, do the simple math on what that premium is, which is why sometimes if somebody's like, well, I'm willing to pay $100 a month. Okay. There are a few dental carriers that you can do that, that can pay that. So, but are you willing to pay that to have it pay right away or not?
That's brilliant. Thank you. Being in Sarasota, Florida, it's amazing how many people just argue blue in the face like a cosmetic item is
Right.
no, that is absolutely medically necessary. It's a hoity area. So,
Yep.
all right.
The
Thank
clear
you.
plan, Melissa, that Joshua keeps mentioning is through Delta Dental. I know it's in Wisconsin, but I know it's not in Florida. So you'll have to look at Delta Dental. It's called the Delta. It's a copay plan, and there are other carriers that have copay plans. Physicians Mutual has a copay plan that works brilliant with School of Dentistries. So a copay plan on Delta Dental, it just says this is what you will pay. Physicians Mutual pays a dollar amount. They are going to pay $700 for a crown. You have to pay the difference. And then Cigna does have some different ones. You'll have to look at the Cigna Dental Direct. Just go on to Cigna and see what they have, because they will always have slightly different things. For Best for Braces is the marketplace. But there's no dental that I know that will cover dental or braces without it being considered medically necessary.
I will steal one of Chris's stories. This is we had a client with Next Step that did get their dentist to write it down in writing that it was medically necessary and that they wouldn't have to pay for it. And then when the insurance company went, nah, she was able to actually go back to the dentist. So that is one. I don't want to put myself in that situation again, where, hey, this is on your dentist. This is on your doctor with like normal insurance. I can't approve this. Your dentist is going to have to, they're the ones making money off it. They're going to need to prove, yes, this is not cosmetic, this is medically necessary, that kind of thing. So every once in a while, I don't want to talk myself out of a sale or talk somebody out of insurance, but just to prep them for that, like transition lenses, that's what I was trying to think of earlier. Yeah, that's a cosmetic thing. And we can tell in certain spots, counties around here, oh, they're from a certain little area and they think that this should all be covered. And it's like, no, it's not going to be.
Well, thanks everybody. We have to head out. We're way past time. So I'm really, if you've got questions about dental, feel free to email me if I didn't get to them. And I will talk to you later. And we will talk next week. I will be back in the office. And again, I will send this recording out and additional information on Monday.